Okay, welcome everyone. It's come to lie down. Sunday morning, here we are. Nice easing in time today. Just switch this microphone on. You're joining us at home. It's very warm in here, so we're already quite warm in the body, which is lovely. But as always, if you're working with any little injuries, niggles in the body, sending a bit of light there, with awareness there. Piece to be aware of if you are practicing at home is that sometimes I'll be moving around the space. You can still tune into my voice. You definitely need to watch the screen every time. I'm pretty sure you know what you're doing, most of you, so you can adapt, rest when you need to. This is your practice, your body. And we've got a little bit of time to ease in today, 75-minute flow. So how are you today? If you bring your hands onto your body just for a moment, perhaps the belly and the chest. And then relax everything. Relax the face, the tongue, the jaw, the shoulders and the chest. Feel the body move as you breathe because your tummy is soft, so the rising and the falling of the breath becomes the only movement. And you can think of this movement and this breath as your teacher for the time that we're together today, because really if the breath is allowed to be free on the inhale, excuse me, with a soft tummy and expand. And then there's that slight gathering in on the exhale, little lift up through your pelvic floor, maybe right at the end of the exhale. Inhale again, feeling that expansion, and then add just a couple of seconds pause at the top of the breath. Let the exhale trail out whenever you feel ready. Draw a little bit in through the pelvic floor at the end of the exhale. And then maybe add another pause there. Soften the belly, let the inhale expand. Perhaps a deeper, slower breath in now. No forcing, just allowing the breath in. Holding the breath at the top, but keeping the face, the jaw, the hands relaxed. As you exhale, that sense of sinking, letting everything go. Maybe a little lift through Mula Bandha at the end of the exhale. A couple of seconds pause. And then soften the belly and let that begin again. So a few more rounds with the intention on the breath, on the process and the holding, on the softening and the releasing, and on those bits of time in between the inhale and the exhale. These times in between, like the ebb of the tide, can be really helpful for us. The transitions, the spaces in between. We're going to add a little bit of movement here. So start to take your arms down by your side. Start to bend your knees so your shoulder blades draw together. Going to scoop the tailbone under. And then we'll start with the palms down by your side and just the arms lifting on the inhale. So a simple movement. Arms lift up. And then as you exhale, the hands come down. And you can slowly take your head from side to side at the same time if you like. Just the arms moving up on the inhale and then down on the exhale. We're going to continue. As you inhale, maybe tilting the pelvis just so that your breath expands. You might feel a little hollowing out through the lower back, the ribs expand. As you exhale, take the arms down and lift the hips up. So the inhale lowers the hips down, the arms come up, maybe the backs of the hands touch over your head now. And then as you exhale, the pelvic floor draws in, the tailbone curls up, the arms come down by your side. Squeeze the glutes at the end. So inhaling to lower, expanding, tilting the pelvis. Exhale, curling in, lifting the tailbone up. You're going to stay with this movement. And it can be quite strong if you're starting to feel that internal kind of pull, that lifting. It can remain more of a Sunday morning vibe. You're lifting and lowering with the breath, letting it be quite floaty light. So moving with breath, we're getting that brain and heart connection. That's part of the principles of our flow is moving with ease, moving with grace, and all of that comes from perhaps letting go of how it looks. Maybe we don't care what our postures look like today. Maybe we're more interested in how it feels. So the next time that you lift your hips up, we're going to see if you can hold your hips in the air, take the arms out to the side. And again, just be really gentle with your neck here. Shift the weight from foot to foot so you feel a little give down through the left foot, down through the right foot. And then stay in the center. Lift the heels so you're on the balls of the feet and just kind of push down there. So you've got a little compression down through the back of the neck. We don't want to hurt ourselves here. We're just firing up those glute muscles. And then lower the heels down. Just heel toe the feet out a little bit and forward a little bit. And then lift onto your heels. And then do the same thing there. Push down with the heels. So you've got this feeling of your glutes and your hamstrings engaging, but soft around the neck. Pushing one heel and then the other. So you're giving ourselves a little massage here in the upper back. Yeah, lovely. And then lower down. So happy baby, holding the knees or the sides of the feet, rolling gently side to side. And you might find that you're super open today. It is nice and warm. We've had some really lovely warm weather, so you might stretch your hamstrings out. We're going to hold the back of the knees and rock and roll a few times, coming up to sit. I can see your lovely faces. Good morning. Yeah, so 2 or 3. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If it feels all right, get a couple of them going. That's it. Lovely. And then we'll roll over. So we'll come forward, hands as wide as the mat. And we'll have the knees together just for this first little bit. See if you can zip your big toes, your shins, your thighs together. And then just let your hips go to one side, resting your head on the opposite arm. And then go to the other side. And if your hands are nice and wide here, you'll get a good stretch through the side body as you go one side and then the other. You can have that sense. Again, you can close your eyes here, keep the hips moving. You can have the sense of the tailbone perhaps leading the spine, so side to side. Yeah, lovely, everyone. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Just come onto your fingertips for a moment. So you've got that awareness of all 10 fingers and thumbs gathering into the center. You can take the weight back if it's a little strong. And then bend your left elbow down. So you're dipping the weight down. Push down with the fingertips coming up. And then bend the right elbow down. Yeah, good, lovely. And then plant the palms. Knees are now as wide as the hips, shins parallel. Bend the elbows, pull the hands and knees together, separate the sitting bones, squeeze the shoulder blades into the midline. And then as you exhale, push the hands and knees away, drop the head and round the spine. We're going to keep that movement going. Inhaling, lifting the head, lifting the tail, separating the toes. Exhaling, curling in, letting the head drop down. Lovely. And again, inhale up. And exhale down. Then start to take your left hand a little bit further forward of your shoulder. Take that left foot out. Extend your right leg. We're going to take this right arm, making 3 big side stretches over. So you can leave the hand at the side and reach away. And then we're going to circle the hand down to the floor and make another couple of rounds. Inhaling up. Exhaling down to the floor. Yeah, lovely. Body likes 3, so we'll do 3. And we'll come to the other side doing the same thing. So get the foundation so it's comfortable. Extend the left side. Reach that arm over. There's a moment where you can feel like almost waking up the stretch. And then the hand drops down. We inhale, lift back up. Yeah, lovely. As always, you can make your practice completely unique. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can do what feels interesting, fun, challenging, or restorative. So come to plank pose now. You can be on the knees or stretch back through the heels. We were talking before class about the discipline of practice, and if we need to be kind to ourselves today, the discipline is to come down and rest with no judgment, no expectation. If you're feeling strong, drop your head, look back at your feet, and then just take your heels from side to side, finding the gentle twisting movement through the torso, taking care of your back. Yeah, so use your heels. My feet are wide enough apart that if I come onto one side, I can come onto the heels. And again, that will help to use all the muscles in the leg. Yeah, lovely. Come to the center. We're going to slowly lower. So the knees, the belly, the heart comes down. Yeah. Reach your arms forward. See if you can get a little stretch through, hands and feet as far apart as you can. And then relax. Feel your tummy pressed into the floor just with the breath. And then as you exhale, feel that lifting through the pelvic floor, that gathering in. You're going to stretch your arms back now, waking up the back body. So I've got the thumbs on the floor, just as that little bit of an anchoring point, palms face in. Press the feet down to start with and see if you can just lift up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So imagine you've got like a tennis ball or golf ball between your shoulder blades. So we're just trying to squeeze them in. And the feet are pressing down. Yeah, so we want to engage a little bit through that group of muscles. And then slowly come down. Now you're going to rest the backs of the hands and let the arms be heavy. Zip the legs together and lift the legs up. Lift the head, lift the legs. Yeah, good. So the chin stays in. Can you squeeze your thighs together here? It's quite difficult. Doesn't matter how high you lift. Squeeze the thighs together as if you've got one tail. So that can help get all those leg muscles on board. Lovely. And then lower down, relax. We're going to lift everything up now. So arms and legs lift up. We're going to make it a little bit more fluid. Bend your left knee, bring your right arm forward. You can turn your head. And then bend the other knee, bring the other arm forward. Yeah, so this can be strong. You can reach and lift as high as you like, or it can be a little bit more gentle. You can rest your head down. Just a little swimming movement. Yes, lovely. And then we'll come to cobra. So tuck the hands in. We're going to put all of that together. Tail presses down, shoulders roll up. We're going to inhale and just hold it here. So if you take your hands away, can you stay there just for a moment? Yeah. And then push your hands forward, lift yourself a little higher. And then let one shoulder dip in. Come back to the center, let the other shoulder dip in. Yes. Lovely. So we're going to take it back. Child's pose. It can be active, toes can be tossed. You might want to roll across your forehead. We'll come into our first downward dog. So lean into the hands, lift the hips into the air. And then feeling your way. So you might come onto the fingertips of each hand again, bending your elbows like we did at the beginning. Just gives us a little bit of a awareness of gravity. Where are we at today? And then maybe some leg lifts. You might lift one leg into the air, just exploring how that feels. Lowering it back down. Other side, inhale. Good. And then as we come through our flow today, we're going to add a little back bend movement. So inhale forward to Dandasana. Drop the left knee down, take the right arm up and over your head. Inhale. Exhale to change sides. Some of us will be on the feet when we do this next round. Yeah, so an option. Come to the center, plank, knees or toes. And then we're going to hover down. So all the way onto the belly. And then cobra, bending your left knee. Roll your shoulders, lift your chest. And then roll back down. Lovely. Other side. Bend the knee, lift up as if to be here. Perfect. And then you can come back any way you like. If your knees are okay, you can bend both knees. It's quite a strong quad stretch to lift up. maybe midsummer. And then you can roll over the toes from here, lifting to downward facing dog. And holding dog or child's pose for a few breaths. Good, lovely everyone. So I said coming back at the vinyasa in your own way. I know there's some experience in the room and some injuries and maybe some hangovers. It's a Sunday. So take it easy. If you want to come down in the vinyasa part of our flow, particularly in the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to take the piece up. Feel free. Yeah, you can come down, take your wheel. Any of the movements that we've done so far are part of the flow, yeah, part of your body, part of your experience today. So it's all good. Let's come forward again. Inhale. And this time we're going to go to the right. So either the right knee comes down or you take the heels to the right and then the left arm comes up and over. Yeah, and then we switch sides. You're turning on your feet, taking the other arm up and over. Come to the center, take a big breath in and then hover down. Exhale, coming all the way down. The right knee bends as the shoulders roll up. And then you slowly come down. Yeah, so go for a deep stretch if it feels good. Coming up. Back we go. Take care of your back. Maybe the big toes come together. We push all the way up. And then we roll it back. We can take child's pose. We can lift the hips. Your body, your practice. Let's pick up the pace. So lift the right leg up nice and high. Lovely, everyone. Slowly right foot to the left. Lift the left leg up nice and high. Slowly lower it down. One more vinyasa. Inhale forward. Make sure the feet are apart. Heels to one side or knee down, arm up and over. Other side. So if you do right or left, doesn't matter. Yes, good. Come to the center, hold it steady. Chaturanga nice and slow, all the way to the ground. Good. And then roll the shoulders, bend one knee. Lower back down. Other side, it can be restorative. Back down, yes. And then making your own way. Up and back, take care of your spine. Roll it back, downward facing. Big breath in, hold at the top. Exhale. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Let's walk up to the top of the mat. Take your time. Feet apart, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale forward. Soften the knees, take the arms out to the side. We rise. And then we find that heart center, maybe a little intention. A simple statement, I am here. So you're present to your experience. Shift the weight from foot to foot. Maybe see if you can close your eyes just for a moment. And this next part of our class is the opportunity to work a little bit harder. So we have to go to the gym, get it all, one-stop shop. And if you feel like today you're already taking it easy, tell yourself to take it easy. And sometimes that reverse psychology where we're like, I'm going to do very little today. Students say that to me. I'm going to take it easy today, and then we end up doing all the plank transitions. So let's let go. Shake out through the hand. Let go of any expectation. We don't care. We're here for ourselves. And then tune into what feels good. Soften the knees. We're going to work with chair pose today. Sink down. Everyone goes, hooray! My favourite posture. I love it so much. So Jaya Mudra. Let's have a little tap of the fingertips with this lightness. And then we just draw our hips back a little bit. And we find that, yeah. So the tapping's really helpful. Give us that awareness with the fingertips. Little pulse. If it's too strong, just come up. Say hello to that heat in the thighs. Yeah, lovely. And then interlace the fingers. Lift all the way up. Take a little side stretch. Round one way. You can circle it down. Bend the knees if you need to. Back up to the center. Other side. Yeah. And then come up on the toes. So again, we can flip the hands. Don't care if we wobble. With a nice strong ankle. Lovely. Yeah, good. The more we wobble, the braver we are. And then let's forward fold. Take the hands all the way to the left. Halfway lift, inhale. Take the left foot all the way back. Nice long stride. Bring the knee down. And then take the arms out. Again, hands come down to the center. Again, we're going to press it forward. And then lift your arms. Good. So from here, we're going to take the hands, backs of the hands, or the palms together, crossing at the wrists. And then come over to the side as you bend into that front knee. So gently. Yeah, good. And then we're going to circle the wrists. So just turn them around. Yeah, lovely. Walk that right foot out, take the hands down. Yes, it's going to help us with our weight load. Right hand to the heart. You can lift the left knee if you want to, or stay low. 3 little twists. Inhale, exhale up. Exhale, take it down. Maybe you bend that left elbow if you're feeling strong. Yes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Good. Back leg is the anchor. In. Exhale, lovely. So the left knee can stay down or the heels go to the left. Right foot back, right arm over the head, our vinyasa today. Back to the center, switching sides, knees or toes. Love. Come to center, hold it nice and steady. Exhale, hover down. Nice. And then we bend one knee as we roll the shoulders. And we lower back down. Slowly, lovely everyone, other side. So we might bend both knees, you might bend your own way back, up dog, down dog, or through child's pose. However you get there, doesn't matter. Yeah, lovely, shake out the head, beautiful everyone. Let's lift that left leg just to see how it feels, nice and high, inhale. Left foot lowers to the right. And then that right leg lifts, power flow now. So come in with the knee towards the elbow, over, and then take it back and up, spread out those toes. Knee towards the nose, curling in, lovely. Back and up and down. Knee comes towards the left, and then the right. Into the elbow, step it towards the hand. Back foot meets the front, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Bend the knees, let's take the arms out with rise. Exhale back to that intention, a mantra, chair pose again. So this time with a twist, take the big toes to touch space between the heels. Again, that Jaya goes to light, sink the hips nice and low. And then we'll find a little twist. So take the hands together, and Jaya Mudra, bring an elbow across and press down. Yeah, lovely. So relax the jaw, tailbone back. Couple more breaths here. Lovely. So eventually we can stack the shoulders one on top of the other. Good. Let's come down to the center. So hold the toes, take the feet apart. Have a little bend in each knee, shake out through the head. And then choose to take around your ankles, your legs, or your big toes, peace fingers and thumb. And then inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, start to draw the head down. Rest your head. You can explore a little bend in the knees, a little sway from side to side. Maybe for the last breath, fire up the front of the thigh muscles so your hamstrings will release. And then gently release the feet, heel to over back together. Little space between the ankles, come back up, Anjali Mudra, hands to the heart. Yeah, anything you need in between, and then switching sides. So we're holding this for about 5 breaths. Lovely, everyone. Keeping the weight even in both your feet, if you can. Eventually the shoulders, elbows stack. One more breath. And we release. Good. Coming down, relax your head. Take the arms up, we rise. Go slow if you feel dizzy. Hands to the heart. Good. So bring the feet apart now. Wrap the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. And then dip the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chest. And we'll fold forward. If the bind works for you, keep it. If you don't love it, let it go. And slowly take the chin shoulder to shoulder. Relax your hands to the floor on the next exhale. Halfway lift in. Right foot steps back. Nice long, low stride. Knee comes down, arms come out and up. Front knee over the ankle. Hands come down. Yeah, we will wobble. Lovely. Take it forward. In. So now taking that wrist cross again. Maybe the other hand might feel a bit awkward. So back to the hands is fine. As you bend into the knee, come to the left. So that whole right side gets a nice deep stretch. Yeah. And then back to the center. The wrists stay together. We turn. Getting all that lovely fluid in the wrists so we can wait there. Hands to the inside. So left hand to heart. 3 little twists. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. If you're off that back knee, make sure there's power back through that heel and softness on the exhale. One more in. Exhale. So from here, again, the knee can come down. Left leg back in the mat, or you're on your heels, rolling to the side, taking the arm over your other side. You can switch from knees to toes anytime. Come to the center, take a big breath in. If you're Chaturanga today, come down slow, maybe hold it there. Now all the way. Yeah, some of you are there. Roll the shoulders, lift the toes. And then roll back. Roll the shoulders, lift the toes. Back we go, lovely. So making your way back, if you like that back bend, you can go a little deeper in the quads each time. It's quite strong. And then roll over. Downward dog, lovely. So in your downward dog, take a big breath in, and then lift your heels and bend your knees. See if you can get a little bit more weight back into the legs. Yeah, spread out through the fingers. Use every part of your hand. The right leg floats on the inhale, nice and high. As you exhale, the right foot lowers to the left. Inhale, the left leg lifts up. And then we coil in, bringing the knee towards the elbow, rounding the upper back. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, the knee towards the nose, curling in. Lovely. Inhale up. Take the knee towards the right side, the left, into the air, and then step it forward. Good. Backwards meets the front. Inhale. Look how it looks. Exhale. Bend the knees. Let's rise. And exhale. Well done. Good. So sink down. Last chair pose, I promise. Might be a light. No, it's definitely not a light. Last one today. So Jaya Mudra again. That softness, that lightness. And now your feet can be a little bit apart. I'm going to lift the heels and see if we can balance here. So you might want to keep your eyes steady. And then take our arms up. Yeah, lovely. So it's almost like someone's holding you up with your hands. Shoulders are soft. And then you bend the knees a little bit more. Push through the balls of the feet so your heels lift. This is very strong. I can hardly talk to do this at the same time. One more breath, sink a little bit lower. Good. Drop the heels, let the arms swing. Nice. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, slide the hands down. A little press with the calf muscles. You can hold your ankles, just let your head go. And then your vinyasa. So if you want to step back to plank, the solo option is where we take the heels to one side and the arm comes up and over the head. So an opportunity to have a little rest if you're feeling tired here. Coming to the center, you can lower down on your tummy and take a break, or you can find that slow chaturanga. Yeah, and then one knee bends as you roll your shoulders back down. This can be a releasing, restorative movement, yeah, or it can be super strong. You choose. Roll it back. We're going to meet in downward dog. Another round of this flow. It's very slow, very strong. So take it easy. Right leg rises in. And this time round it in, so we can step it through. High lunge. Arms will rise up. We'll take the hands down from the center, then we'll fingers interlace, soften that back knee, and then press into the back heel. Press your palms forward. Lift your arms up. Yeah. And then maybe cross at those wrists. Come over to the right, resting your hip. Yeah, lovely. So we'll circle those wrists around, bring the back heel down. Push it out to warrior two. Breathe. Yeah, lovely. Hands to the heart, straighten the right leg. Just bend through the left knee to see where that goes. Push down, lift back up. Back into warrior two. Yeah, nice. We explore. Hold it here. Soften. Breathe. Inhale, take the right arm over the head. We're going to cartwheel down. So watch closely if you haven't seen this before. Circle round, left hand down, right arm up. Yeah, just a little twist. Right arm continues on the circle, steps down. Right leg lifts up into the air. Yes. Come forward. Now you can rest here. Some of us will take the ball of that right foot behind the left knee and then flow to our side plank from here. Coming back and around, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring the ball of the left foot behind that right knee, and then take your arm over. Remember that knee down option. Bring it back to center. Yeah, a little easier with the leg behind, Joe. I love how you make it more difficult. I really like how we do that. Lower all the way down. Well done. Just mind your face on the floor. Roll the shoulders, lift one leg. Good. So you see how this can be a rest, or we can make our life more challenging. Let's make our way back downward facing dog. Take your time. No rush. Child's pose is there for us. We'll do that whole sequence on the left side. Go from downward dog with the left leg nice and high. And then curling in to step it through. Arms rise up. Having that softness in the back knee just allows us to find that grounding. Pressing forward, straighten out that back leg if you can. Yeah, so you can hear from my voice, I'm not finding this easy either. This is strong and it's hot in here. So we cross at those wrists, we just rest the head and take it over to the side. Yeah, and then keep the wrists together and find that spiraling movement. Round the back heel, warrior two. And then take the hands to the heart as you straighten the left leg, bend the right knee, sink it down, see where you want to go. Press down to lift up. As you exhale, take the breath here, soften the shoulders. Make it easier on yourself and your mind. Yeah? Tell yourself you really love this sensation. Left arm up and over there. And then as your right hand comes down, it's just one twist, so the left arm lifts up. And then that arm keeps going all the way around, hand to the floor, left leg floats up. Yes, there we are, you've got it. So you can rest here, you can come forward, turn on the outside foot. Ball of the foot lands, arm comes over your head. Nice, stay with that breath flow, switching sides. It's a slow groove today. Right arm over your head. And then back to the center. So you could come down onto the tummy, give it a rest, or come down through a slow chaturanga. Yes, and then land. Lovely. Roll your shoulders down. And back to the other side. Roll your shoulders, bend one knee. And then lower down. Lovely. So you're going to come back into child's pose. If you prefer to stay on the belly, absolutely fine. A little bit of time here before we come into core cultivation. So resting on the belly gives us that opportunity to slow the heartbeat back down. If we're working with some tenderness in our wrists, there are things that we can do. So Camilla, I can give you elbow options. Yeah, it's taking care of it. So I often have wrist issues because I do love the vinyasa. I also have some techniques using fingertips and using forearms just to take the pressure off the wrists. Yeah, most of us quite narrow wrist joints. I've got a fair amount to carry. So slide down onto the belly now. We're going to work on a slow groove into some core strengthening. We're going to focus on the front of the body first, and then the sides, and then the back of the body. Yeah? So we're focusing kind of on this area. These massive muscles here in the thighs and round the tummy are designed to hold us. So the more we can fire these muscles, the easier it is to kind of do all that slow stuff without it feeling like, I've got to fall on my face, which we do still sometimes like that. So Sphinx pose, forearms are spread. I've got a new sun cream, it's like right in my eyes. So sweaty in here. So tucking the toes, just soften it like we did at the beginning of the class, relax. And then as you exhale, just start to feel the lower belly drawing in, the pelvic floor lifting up. And you might tilt your pelvis, you might lift the hips just off the floor. And you want your arms forward so you're not using so much of your shoulders to do this. Yeah, you've got it. So lower down, inhale, there's a softness there. And then exhale, lift up. And I've been trying this recently without tucking the toes. It's just changing the thigh muscle activation a little bit. So breathing in and then lift. Yeah, and that might be enough for you. You might be like, oh, that's quite strong. You can stay there. You can continue to activate on the exhale and then relax on the inhale, lowering the hips down. Yeah, there we go. Or we can lift up and you can stay on the knees and just hold it steady for 3 or 4 breaths. Some of you might be on the toes, looking back at your heels. And then feeling like that straight line, heels to hips to heel, sorry, to shoulders. And then engaging all the muscles on the front of the body. If you can hold this for a couple of breaths, maybe lick your lips, relax your face. Wonderful. And then slowly lower. Lovely. Elbows out to the side, let's bend the knees at the feet sway. Now we'll come to the side. So we're going to do both sides, so don't worry about left and right. Just roll to the side where you can see. We're going to see if we can come up onto the hand and the knee, but again, I've got my hand slightly further forward, so there's not too much weight down there. I'm going to lift your opposite leg and extend, and then we're going to see if you can bring the knee and the elbow towards each other, but without rounding the spine. Yeah? So just do 5. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee towards the elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee towards the elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend. I can't count. You guys know that if you've done my hip videos. Yeah, good. And then come on to the hands and knees. Good. So come onto the elbows now. Just take a little figure of 8 out through the hips. And we'll do the other side. So you can do this down on the elbows. And those of you, if you're feeling super solar, you can also do this like this. Yeah? Like Julie teaches. It's a Sunday morning, so do what you feel. Reach the arm over. Extend the leg. Good. Think about getting that technique. So knee to elbow, but the tailbone doesn't curl in. Yeah? So using these muscles to draw in. Inhale. Exhale. Yes, lovely, everyone. We'll do a couple bit faster, go for it, otherwise just stay slow. Lovely, and I like this one because as we're holding here, we've got that glute activation as well. Roll back down onto the tummy. Last little bit, well done. So take a little rest, you can be still, you can look to the side. You're going to come all the way up like we did in the beginning. Yeah? So you've got the opportunity here to come from bow without catching into bow catching. This for the hamstrings. As we inhale, we're going to lift off the floor, bending the knees. Like we did at the beginning, we can straighten the left leg, take the right arm forward, and then straighten the right leg, take the other leg. Yeah, good. And you can stay with this, or you can reach back. So you're not catching the feet just yet, squeezing the shoulder blades together so you can get the thighs off. Yeah, lovely. Chin can come down, shoulder blades squeeze in. As you exhale, lift the thighs off the floor. Yes, you can. Good. Catch the feet, rest the head. Well done. Give ourselves a break. Take an inhale. And then kick back. Yeah, lovely. So soften it, let it go. And then lift. Yes, breathing out. Lifting. Wonderful. So as you gently come down, we're going to come into either child's pose or back to downward dog. Might feel nice to take the feet together, knees nice and wide. Slowly down. So we're going to lift up back into downward dog, coming into our slightly slower flow now, putting all the stuff we've done together. There's the opportunity for us to kind of work a little bit on the kind of side movement that we just did at the end of the last flow. Yes, we can workshop that a little bit. Got any kind of questions or queries, anybody can help with that. So slowly take the right leg up and bend the knee at the top and then come onto the fingertips of the right hand. So I want you to focus here on leaning into your left hand with the foot. So you really feel like you're trusting that left foot and that left hand. Yeah, lower the foot down, lower the palm flat, inhale forward to plank pose. As you exhale, bend your knees to go back into downward dog. Yeah, lovely. And then root the right heel if you can. Lift the left leg up and bend that top knee so you feel the weight tip. We'll come onto the fingertips of that left hand. Are you breathing here? And you tell yourself this is fun and easy. You chose to do it. Calm down flat. Lower the foot. Rest or roll it forward again. Dandasana. Bend the knees back. Bend the facing. Yeah, good. So we're going to come forwards and down all the way, like we did in the beginning. We're going to roll the shoulders and bend your left knee. So variation of cobra. Exhale back down. And then bend the right knee. So now we're holding it here. We're going to push the hands down so we lift. And then flip the foot over so you come to sit facing the back of your mat. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. You need to take this left hand off the floor, make a little circle with your wrists. Check in with your body. Hand comes back down. So you're on the outside edge of that left foot and your right heel lifts. So you come up, Parshavastasana, right arm comes up and over your head. As we have done, so make sure that hand's flat, Joe, you're perfect. Yes, lovely. And then coming back down again, so nice and slow. Lovely. One more. Inhale, take it up. And you're on the side of your feet. So remember your legs, your core doing most of the work. This top arm's passive, like you're in a hammock. Yes, lower down. Nice. So if we were to make this a wild thing back then, we would slide this foot over to the corner of your mat. Yeah, so just moving the left foot from the edge over. And then keeping this leg straight, if you lift up from there, it's a back bend, yeah? And then it becomes one foot. So you see how one is on the side of the foot and the other is a back bend. Yeah, you've all got it. That's it, Kirsty. Yes, lovely. So roll back and around, move that leg over, roll it round again. It doesn't have to be elegant. We're going to step the right foot through and then rise up to a high range. Yeah, I had 100% faith that we would all end up in the right place. Hands come down. Good. Press it forward. Just know those holy yogis have all got that perfect as well. That's it. Well done. Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
When you've got your back, you do this leg.
Yes, we say this leg. Bring the back heel down. So find warrior two. Again, take a little bit of weight into that left leg. Straighten the right leg and then bend into the left knee. Just dip down. Maybe you want to come all the way down now. Hands can support you. So you can come into that extension. Maybe the right arm lifts into the air. I'm going to come back up to warrior two from here. So again, I like to use my hands, takes the pressure off the joints. Rising back up, turn the left toes in, right toes out, warrior pose. Wonderful. I'm going to switch so I don't like having my back to you. There we go. So take the arm up, take the left hand to the lower back. Get long through the center. Taking the arm over. Yeah, lovely. Hold it here for a breath. Take the arm down. Elbow to thigh. Yeah, lovely. So this left arm can circle around. We can take it back behind us, directing the tailbone to the heel, and then bend a little bit more into that right knee. It's very strong. We can keep the arm up to 12 o'clock, so it feels light. We can take it over, making the angle. One deep breath in. Lovely. Lift up to the center. Wonderful. Turn the feet in, hands to the hips. Little hula hoop movement. We're going to turn the heels in and the toes out, bending the knees. Shift the weight from foot to foot. So you take little goddess arms here. And maybe the movement from side to side becomes really small, like we're leaning back against the wall, take up the body back. But can you shift into the heel of one foot and all of the other foot? Yeah. That's it. Yeah, good. And then switch it. So you're here. Yeah, that's it. Little dots. So you can come into the heel and the ball. Yeah, it's tricky. Oh, good. Lovely. Turn the feet in. Well done. Hands into legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Forward fold. Well done, everyone. And again, if the bind works, keep it. If it doesn't, let the hands free to the floor. Let something go. Yeah. So we're going to use all of the twisty, sweaty heat that we've got going this morning. So it's coming back up from your forward fold. You can climb up with flat back strong. We'll lift the arms above the head, coming back into forest, bending your knees. And then taking your left arm now under your right for either side. Hugging is good. Can't find, that's fine. Just find a little bit of stillness, so sink down, maybe a tiny movement. And you relax your back muscles and your jaw. Good. So we're going to keep the arms as they are as we lift. We're going to turn to the front of the mat and then lean in. So we're going to lift that back leg up, tell yourself you can. And we're going to rise up, bringing it into eagle pose. So we're taking the left leg over. Maybe the big toe comes to the floor or you bind. Lift your elbows. Relax your jaw. So now we're going to keep the legs where they are. Take the arms out, flapping wings. Squeezing the thighs, taking the chest forward. Yeah, lovely everyone. Unwrap the leg, keep the left leg coming up into the air, drop the hands down, lift the hips, standing split. Yeah. Then you take the left knee behind the right knee, you can dip all the way down. And then all the way back up. Good. Plant your hands, take the left foot to the back of the mat. Right leg lift. So now we play. Lift it up. Come forward. We're going to turn it again. So you might choose side expression. Or you might sit, as we did before. Slide the foot. Take one. Yeah, lovely. Come back and around. Bring the right knee to the nose now and then take it through. The foot lands. The left heel comes down. The left arm lifts up. Don't worry, don't worry, you will going to get there. That's it, lovely. Take it back and around. Lift up, three-legged dog. Take it forward, lower to the floor. Well done, everyone. Oh, amazing. Don't let go. So when you come down, you can rest, or you can reach back for another bow pose if you're enjoying that back bend, or just maybe the wrist traction, taking the weight off the wrist. You don't have to lift very high. Let's give ourselves 3 breaths now, resting or lifting. Yeah, good. And we're in midsummer, so if we're ever going to kind of challenge or push ourselves, this is a good time to do it because we're already warm, already open. And it's like making hay while the sun shines. What we learn in the summer, we can take with us into our winter yoga practice, and it can sustain us. So roll up and back. We're going to do that same little kind of workshop bit with the left leg. And again, when I'm not facing you, when you're facing the back of that, I am still here. So if you get left or right mixed up, you can just turn around and look. Really doesn't matter. So you're going to slowly inhale in that cobra, bending through that right knee. And then slowly back down. So push your hands down. Bend through the left knee. Remember, if the wrists are tender, take more weight in the legs. Come up and then flip it. So you're turning. The right leg is straight. The left knee is bent. The right hand, maybe you take the hand off and you just give it a little circle. So I do this because if you've got issues with the shoulder, the wrist, you want to be careful, kind. Practice non-violence. And then lifting, taking the left arm up, lifting your hips. So you lift your left heel, come onto the side of the right foot, and the arm comes over the head, just as we've been doing. That's it, lovely. And then we come back down again. So you've got the opportunity now to do that again. Do you need to shift the position with the hand? Give the shoulders some love, and then lift up again. Inhale, same thing, left hip stacks on top of the right. Amazing, coming down, good. So what makes it wild thing is we take this foot across, and then it's a back bend, yeah, because the hips are in the air. So as you come up, it turns into a cross lateral stretch, right toes to left fingertips, and then slowly down. Yeah, good. So stay high if you can now. Come around, take this right leg back into the air. Yeah, lovely, good. Lower it down, really nice, everyone. So we're going to take the left foot through, meeting in a high lunge. Arms come out and rise. Yeah, good. Back heel down, warrior 2. Good, I'm going to switch so I'm facing you. Wonderful. So take the hand into the center, straighten that left leg. Maybe the right heel turns in, and we're going to dip down again. So you can come down, you can rest here, you can take your hands down, come all the way down. Yeah, lovely. And maybe that left arm lifts into the air. We come back into our warrior from here. So again, I like to use the hands just to get the feet in the right place. Come up, inhale. Exhale, warrior. Wonderful. So you're already there. That's perfect. Yeah. Right hand to the lower back. Left arm lifts up, so you get length and space. And then you take the arm over. Yeah, nice. It's always, sometimes as we get older, sometimes nice to straighten that leg and bend it again. Don't want the hips screaming at us. And then slide the hand around, left elbow to left leg. And again, this right hand, you can direct the tailbone to that heel. Change the angle of the foot, so far up the leg. Arm can be at 12 o'clock over your head, or you can circle if you like that movement. Go for it. Nice. So if the top arm, wherever it is, can lift a little bit of energy up and away from that left hip. So if you wanted to take your left hand off, you probably could. Rise up to the center. Nice. Hands to the hips, turn the toes in. So we're going to bend the knees now. Come down halfway and see if you can have a little bend of the knees and straighten out your spine. So push your hips back, chest forward. Now lift those mid-abdominal muscles in and take your arms out to the side. Look from side to side and just make sure that you haven't got your arms forcing back. Now you want them in line with your shoulders if you can. Good. And then we're just going to pulse here. So just lifting and lowering. See if you can have the thighs straight. Legs straight. Maybe can. Yeah, don't, if it feels better to bend them, go for it. But if you can straighten them, we are honouring one of my heroes, Jane Fonda, doing this movement. So really strengthen those legs. Lovely. And then take it down. Let it go. Ha, 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 ha. So some of you know I did a couple of old school videos from the 80s in lockdown. My goodness. My goodness. No wonder she looks the way she does now. Woman's like hardcore. So slowly we rise up. We turn the heels in and the toes out. We're going to come back to goddess. See if you can lean your upper body back. Now that you're leaning against the wall. Right arm's coming under. Take it in. Lift the elbows. Soften the jaw. Breathe here. Maybe you take that toe heel movement again, side to side. Good. Lovely. So start to straighten the legs. Keep the arms where they are. Put the right arm under. We're going to turn to face the right foot. Tell yourself you can. Left foot, left foot, left foot. That's what happens when I flip to look. I get confused. Left foot. So Camilla, left foot. My bad. Yeah. Because you've already done it. The left arm is under. Well done. Lift that right leg. No, the right arm is under. Come all the way up. Cross the leg over. Yeah, you're all doing the other leg. That's perfect. Not confusing at all. Lift the chest. Lovely, everyone. So we're going to keep the legs there and open it out with the lower bodies grounded, swooping like an eagle. Swallowing prey. Yeah, lovely. Finding that pulse. This is so good for our thigh muscles to get that compression. Yes, and then unravel the legs, take the hands to the floor. You're still on that left leg and right leg floats up behind you. And slowly coiling in. Yeah, so you can come all the way down. I quite like that. Sometimes a little bit of a release. And then all the way back up again. Go ahead. Yeah, lovely. And then plant your hands. So the right foot steps away, go back into three-legged dog, the left leg lifts up. If you're a couple of beats behind me at this point, that's fine, because you can go nice and slow. Take it forward, we're going to tip it. So if your foot lands far away, you're already in that walloping position. Yeah, with the arm and the hips lifting, and your right toes to the left fingertips, reaching on that diagonal. And then you can come around, back up, so the left knee comes into the nose. Underneath, you want the foot on the floor and the right heel down so you can find that full and fallen triangle. Yes, lovely. You're all there. Left leg. Yeah, that's it, Joe. Left leg under. Roll it round. Three-legged dog. Wonderful. And then coming all the way down. So slowly landing. We take our serpentine cobra here. So this is where we find that sahaja, that spontaneous movement to unravel and unwind. Again, if you want to take cobra, bow or cobra, locust, any backbend you like, holding it for a bunch of 2, and 1. And again, well done. So we're going to roll up and do our last little standing sequence. A few moments to rest. Take a sip of water if you need it. And standing. Flow. So taking our time, I'm going to come up to stand. You can come up any way you like. So you can cool, rise up. So we're just going to do a little balancing flow on each side, just so we've got our balancing in. Yeah. And this can be really light, this bit. Yeah. It can be like a transition to the floor. So you're just like, I'm going to use that 10% of my effort today, Bryony. Had enough already, don't like you. Or you can really go for it, yeah? So balancing is really good for our mind. Yeah, yawning is good. So switching the weight into your left foot, I'm going to mirror you now, yeah? So the left foot is landing, and we're starting by just lifting this right leg up, that kind of eagle movement. We take the right leg over, right arm under, so we were just here, this is enough. If you're fully binding, be patient, relax your jaw. Worry about left or right. And then slowly come up. So as long as you're on your left foot, we're all on the same foot. Take it out and then swoop to warrior three. You can rest your hands on your back to focus on your back leg. Heel to crown, lengthening. Lovely. Now keep the foot off the floor. Lift your arms up, take the knee out in front of you. Good. Extend that leg, lean back a little bit, and then catch hold of the right wrist, take the right foot behind. We're going to land that foot and lean a little bit of weight back there. Yeah. As we take this arm over, straightening both legs, and then just bending into the front knee. Yeah. That's lovely. So back and up. Now we make the most of the warmth. We're going to catch that knee to the chest. Maybe take hold of the big toe or the heel. I know most of you have got that. And then take your arm out. So breathing deep. Feel steady on that standing leg. Extend the leg out. Tell yourself you can. Wonderful. Yes, and you are. It's beautiful and wobbly and sweaty. Bring it in. Yeah, lovely. So tap down again. So this time take the arms out. Just tap down, lean a little bit of weight. Yes. Take the weight off that front foot, and then we can go one more time. Lean in, catching that back leg, very wobbly, and find a mudra here. So choose what feels good, hold on to it, and then level out through the pelvis. Lift your arm up. This is your posture. We've got a few breaths to kick the foot into the hand, if you like. Shoulder rolls out, gaze is forward. Keep it light. Spirit of Natura Justin is dancing the cares away. Dancing through life, dancing on the dwarf of ignorance. That's us right now. Yeah, bring it in. Amazing. Well done. Woo. That's inspirational and on a raining mood cycle as well. You guys are awesome. So other leg, I wonder if I can remember what we did. So shift the weight. I think I've got it. So you're on the right leg now. Yeah? Right. Yeah. Taking the leg out in front. Lovely. Bringing it across. So you're going to wrap whatever leg's on top. That's the arm that comes under. Yeah, that's it. If you're wobbling, that's great. The body learns. Sit the upper body back. Relax your back muscles here. So you've got the mind. Just be in it. You are it. Unravel. So you can rest the backs of the hands on your lower back. Some of us have been working on this lately. So you can extend that back leg and relax your shoulders. So if you can relax your shoulder muscles, you've got a lot more energy to take into those mid-abdominals, to take into the back leg, firing up that back glute. Lovely. Ooh. Nice. So take the foot behind. Yeah, oh, hang on, we didn't get out of fun, did we? Fun. Like, oh, she forgot that bit. And then take it back. Right leg stronger, right leg less strong. Interesting to notice. Take it down, tap it down. Yeah. So we lean a little bit of weight into that back leg so we get the respite. We catch the wrists, we lift up, and then we bend the front knee. Yeah, we stay on the outer edge of that back knee. Yeah, that's our really prayer. Good. Lift back up to the centre. Bring in. Nice. And catching the knee. So hand can be on the hip. Hand can come to the heel or the toe or the foot. Anchoring through the heel. So think about that centre line. Right arm can lift up and out. Extending the leg. Yeah. One day it just goes there. After 1,000 classes. 1,000 times we fall. Yeah, nice. So we take that back again. So this time just kind of lean in, take the weight out. Yeah, body knows where to go. And then we're coming into lateral adjustment. So lifting up, catch the foot, level the hips, fix your gaze, find a mudra. And then start to extend. Yeah, lovely. So what if you just kick without any force? Just let that shoulder release behind you. Yeah, lovely, everyone. One more breath to the edge. And then release, well done. Lovely. Turn the toes out. Let's transition to the floor. So if you're tired, just rest down, squat position. Got a last little bit of a tank. I know I'm pushing my luck. Take the arms forward and come down. So we're coming to the squat. Again, if you're tired, just come here, rest the head. Use a block, you can cushion if you're at home. If we've got a little bit more, just see if you can find that diameter so it's so soft. And then just pulsing the hips just above the knees. And then they're just below the knees. And then lift up just a touch. A little bit down, lift your toes. Yeah, so all the leg muscles respond to the feet. One more. Woo. There we go. No. Well done. Yeah. So we're going to roll onto our backs, letting the feet float in the air. We're on the home straight now. And you take and have a little stretch here. The good thing about all the heat, all the strong movement is you've probably now got a nice happy baby where it's a little bit looser. And you can rest at this point and be still. And come into rolling bridge. So relaxing the feet. Patterns when we're yoga. Body likes patterns of movements. Big for our brain. Not going to peek out just yet, okay? Although I am studying again, so get ready for the brain facts. So boring. To start with, we're doing the same thing we did in the beginning. Rolling the arms up and then back down, and or rolling the hips up and then back down. Yeah, so you're going to choose whether you want this to be dynamic, just make sure your head stays safe in the center. Whether you just want to keep it super passive, eyes closed. We've got maybe about 10 breaths here, so plenty of time. Some of us will be rolling the hips and the arms, rolling back down. We've also got the opportunity now to come into wheel. I can come around if you know that having my hands and feet will help you. If you feel like you're nearly in wheel but not quite, just give me a little wave and come over. Close our eyes for this last bit of our practice. If you're at home, you can come into a restorative bridge using a cushion. We're about halfway through, so if you're coming into wheel, lowering down carefully. If you've had enough, you can come to a resting place. And then to close the back bend, just bringing the feet to the edge of the mat, letting the knees knock in. If you're already in your resting position, absolutely fine, stay exactly where you are. Otherwise, we just close in here, getting that space. Gentle pressure through the lower back. echo of the back bend washing over us. We'll come into our closing sequence. So hug your right knee in towards you, give it a little squeeze. The left leg can stay relaxed or stretch out long. Knee comes out, inhale, exhale, squeeze it in. And then lift that left leg up. We're just going to use a little bit of momentum here to roll up to sit, coming into Janu Shirshasana. So then heel and come into the groin and elevate your hips if you need to. So if you bend the outstretched leg just enough to wiggle the hips back a little bit, so your tailbone is not curling it under. And then you can take the arm across for a twist, take the other arm inside, so you can stay up, breathe here, and then we lean towards the leg, maybe we hold the foot. 5 breaths, the head drops to the leg. It can be active and strong, or it can be a yielding yin style. Each exhale just releases you down. If you're counting your 5 breaths, you can move whenever you feel ready. Otherwise, we're going to roll up, coming to a little zigzag shape. So the shin comes forward, the other leg comes back. So you've got the 2 kind of squares, and then you walk your hands out in front of this shin. If you know that you like pigeon pose, you're going to change the angle with the toe, and then maybe roll onto the knee and straighten the leg back behind you. Yeah, so just making sure that your weight is either back into the hips or a little bit into the hands, but there's no weight on that top knee. And maybe you're resting your head now or staying high. So you can slowly release as you exhale. As you come out, there is a solo option to release here, planting the hands, tucking the back toes, lifting the right leg back into that downward dog. Any of you that are laughing at me, now we don't have to do that. We roll back around, bring the legs back and around. Yeah, nice. It's a good one. It's that ultimate pose. I like it. So left leg comes in. Let's roll down, give it a little squeeze. Let your right leg float up and use the momentum of that leg to lift you up. Yeah, nice. And then the heel comes in. Oh, there you go. So again, when you turn, you can technically get kind of right angles in the thighs. Do support your knees, make any adjustments you need. And then if you have a little bend, you can just come forward. You can twist into it just so it gets a bit more length in the spine. And then head to the leg. That's what the posture means. Lowering the head down to the leg. Maybe it's active, maybe it's passive, maybe it's both. Rolling up. So the last little bit on this side. Again, if we start with the 90-90, we can kind of walk forward, and all we're aiming for here is just to release all the way down through the glute and through the hips. So some of us will get that just by being here or staying up, walking the hands in front of the shin. And some of you will put toe and roll into that pigeon. And if you're somewhere in between those 2 postures, but you're getting a nice stretch in your hip, it's okay with me. And again, just considering if you do like that solar transition, in the back toe, inching your hands in as if you're coming into downward dog, and then that leg can just gently give it a go. Nothing bad will happen. And then take it through, rolling onto your back. Yeah, lovely, everyone. Oh, so we think things are impossible. A couple of years later, we're doing them. It's what yoga can give us, particularly this kind of yoga where we are actively challenging ourselves. So now we're coming down fully resting, find a comfortable Petrasana if you're at home. Something covering your eyes, a blanket. And settling into complete stillness now. The movement is the breath. You are completely relaxed through palms of your hands, through the soles of your feet. And the only thing for us to do here is receive all the benefits of your practice. And all you have to do for this is allow yourself to be still, to relax. Slowly deepen the breath. The awareness comes back to sensations close on the skin. Maybe your awareness of the ground underneath you. Perhaps you move slowly, fingers, toes, taking your time. Maybe you have a stretch or roll onto your side. And you know sometimes The home yogis will go straight into meditation from this point. Here in the room today, we're going to close the practice together. Come into a comfortable seat whenever you're ready. Taking the hands together at the heart. So we can make this gesture, keep our eyes kind of half closed as we make the gesture to ourselves, giving thanks at the third eye. And taking the hands to the heart, just let the thumbs touch the breastbone, find a gentle hum here, take a deep inhale. As we drop the chin to the chest, we can blink the eyes open. We can make this gesture of namaste to each other. Thanks for being here. Well done. Yes. And to each other at home, and then to the ground. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much. That was a really tricky sequence. You did brilliantly. Thank you at home. And Verity. Yeah, well done, guys. Thank you so much. I always read the chat. I'm just going to stop the recording. There we go.